Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we're always happy to have you join us. Our job here is really to fill in the gaps of interpretation where you'll just find information on most sites. So we really want to tell you some of the things that you may not know just from looking at the listings. And thank you to the attendees from the buyer class last night. It was a bit of a smaller room than we anticipated, but we really deliver some good value. We bring a lot of, I think, wonderful information. If someone's looking to buy a home, whether it's their first home or their 10th home, they always walk away with something good. So let's get started. Let's talk about these 13 listings. We usually don't talk about all of them, but we'll give you some of the highlights and the ones that we think are worth talking about. First one up is Babbar Stock, and there's no pictures. And so the lesson is, in this market, especially in 2015, things move so quickly. You can't wait for photos, okay? So you see a townhouse under $400,000, and it's a two-story townhouse with a real backyard. You gotta run at this one. Don't walk, run, and see it as soon as you can. And it looks like it has 2 full washrooms upstairs, which means it's past some of the smaller ones, like the Brennan and Amesbury model at 1130 square feet, the Bryant at 1235. Those both have 1 bathroom upstairs. This one having 2 looks really good. So it might be a Croftside or a Clayton. Either way, it's more than 1,300 square feet, and it looks like a screamer of a deal. Maybe not that great inside for this price, but when you look at this townhouse 2-story with 2 bathrooms upstairs, starting price now is probably $400, $420 if it's in half decent shape. So this one looks like the pick of the day. I just can't prove it because there's no pictures. Even this one on Willow, it's 1,370 square feet with a finished basement at $429. So that's a little bit more in line with what I'd expect. In fact, we've even seen some of the older Croftsides, which are a similar layout to this Emery model, even with finished basements, even around the $450 mark these days. So I'll tell you, this one looks pretty good. Maybe not as exciting as the Babbar Stock, but it is a newer property too. Babbar Stock might be close to needing furnace and maybe even a roof as well. Next up is a semi-detached on Gazley Circle. And what I like about Gazley is right at the end of the street, there's the Union Gas pipeline. It's an extremely private and quiet street. It's one of those street hockey friendly places. Very serene, not close in any way to a busy road. So at night, I mean, it's the kind of street that you hear crickets. It's extremely peaceful. This home is a Lynbrook. It's 1,500 square feet, hardwood floors. And it's nice to see some color in some of these homes. I mean, if you see everything that's so neutral, sometimes it gets a little boring. A little punch of color, some pot lights in the kitchen, neutral colors. There is room for an eat-in. The other thing I like about this model is that the rooms are very balanced. So you could put a queen bed in any one of these rooms and it would be totally fine. And as well, there is some finished space in the basement. So there's a hallway, there's the stairs, and then you've got a little bit of a home office. It could be another bedroom space, and you've got large windows here too. So front to back, I would say this one definitely gets thumbs up. We've seen this model without a finished basement sell for over $450. So it's looking like a very strong deal, and offers on this one are being taken on Monday. Couple price drops in today's list, which is surprising. We're not seeing a lot of price adjustments in 2015 if something's priced pretty well. But this one is a Hayden model, 1,435 square feet on Cooper. Pretty quiet street. Right down at the end of the street is Guardian Angels. There's a splash pad, big community park. Right on the corner of the crescent, which means you're getting a huge lot. So even if this home doesn't show perfectly, the fireplace can sometimes actually cut down on an already not so big living space, but pantry space. I'll tell you, this one is a really good deal. I mean, this model, well finished without the premium lot, just sold like up in the 580s or something crazy like that. So if you want a yard like this, you're okay with a bit of a smaller detached home, I can't think of a better deal anywhere than this price at $499. It's going to attract a lot of attention. 1002 Bennett. It's a Poddington model, around 1820 square feet, low 18s. The yellow siding is interesting. It definitely stands out amongst the crowd. I've sold yellow siding homes in town, and you do get some negative feedback about them. Inside, I think it's a whole other story. I think it shows very well. It's only got the 8-foot ceiling, but I think they've done a great job with the upgrades. Everybody likes the floor plan here. It's a nice open concept. You could be in the kitchen. The sink is right here at the breakfast bar, so you can talk to your guests as they're in the family room. The master bedroom doesn't have a lot of closet space. That's probably the biggest negative feedback we get about this model. And then you've got your walkout from the front bedroom. And then they've changed the configuration up a little bit with how the laundry's set up. Lots of effort put into the backyard and facing a pond. Now, that will never ever be the kind of premium that you're going to see with backing onto something. The fact that it has the balcony upstairs, I think, is a nice thing. It's enjoyable to sit out there. You can see they put chairs out. It's obvious that they use that space, and you get some pretty nice views. Now, in terms of the price, I would say that there's been a lot of sales of this model, even in this condition, and there's even one on McNeil I'm going to show you that's listed for far less, and it's even a bit of a bigger house. I think they're going to have a tough time at this price. And the thing that made me laugh, go down to the description, and it says, we have upgraded windows, 2 instead of 1.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Now, the last one from the Toronto Real Estate Board list is 194 Bronte Street South, and so it's 849. It's a 67 by 410 foot lot. You did read that correctly. I'm going to show you on the GIS map, and I'll put a link down below to the GIS map, and I've shown a lot of people how valuable this can be. You can have different layers of the map show different things. So if you wanted your base map to show where all the properties are, so if you're ever doing research on a property, you can say, okay, what part of Barton Street is it? If it's number 14, it's a little closer to the end of the street. It shows you the zoning. It shows you the air photos. It shows you a lot of things. The zoning is the one that I use a lot. This is 194 right here. We can see that there's been an amendment right here with the star 42 to the zoning, but right now it's RMD. So behind this one is townhouses, and it's a little bit narrow for trying to do a townhouse development, even commercial. CBD is commercial business district. RHD is high density, right? So that's where we start to see condos, employment land just over here. So the majority of Bronte is kind of changing and gearing a little bit more towards that commercial, mixed use, office and retail and apartment kind of thing. So I do think that this land holds a lot of promise. If it were a little bit wider, it opens up the opportunities for people to develop it in a different way. So I'm just not sure what you can do with that limited frontage, but it has a tremendous amount of depth. Now we got 2 more in the list. So the next one up is 911 McNeil, and so compare this one to Bennett. It's, what is it, like $70,000 cheaper, $60,000 cheaper. It's a larger house. It's about 1,900 square feet. It's got the balcony above. It doesn't face a pond. I've seen this home in person, and it shows really well. It's well kept, clean, tidy. These are real hardwood floors. It almost looks like laminate with the sheen, but that's real hardwood, sanded and finished. It's not the pre-finished floors that we see in a lot of new homes. I really like the look of it. It's a very solid floor. It's I think it's timeless. It's a little more traditional and classic, but anyway, it looks nice in this house. The kitchen is ultra clean. You have it is 4 bedrooms upstairs, which opens their audience up a little bit. We've seen a lot more 3 bedrooms come out in 2015. Anyway, I'm a big fan of this one. I think it's got a lot of things going for it, even a bit of landscaping as a bonus in the back. We've seen, some of the cedars here very quickly are going to start to grow up and give you a lot of privacy back there. And yeah, this one gets full endorsements. It's one of my favorite homes that has been lingering for longer than I would have ever expected it. So it's a good deal. This one in Cooper, I would say, are probably even a little under market. For some reason, they just kind of slipped under the radar, but they're good homes. Last one is 720 Sales Court, Shining Willow Corner. We see a couple of these lists every year. I like it. I think that it's not for everybody because we're missing a backyard. We've moved the garage away from the house and it's almost become separate, and it's almost taken up the space that a backyard would use. But what that does is it opens up the whole floor plan here. So instead of trying to make an L shape around the garage, which is what most homes do, this one has a very open look to it. So you come in the front door, you can see how everything just kind of lays out. Actually, they took the wall out here, which is nice. Usually there's a wall between the living and dining room, and nice idea to take that out. So family room, kitchen, and then you've got a staircase right here that goes up to a loft above the garage. So that room can be extremely useful for a home office. It's almost like having a finished basement. You could throw the kids up there and have it be a playroom. It could be a home theater. It could be a nanny suite. A lot of different uses there. Then you've got your master. You've got 3 other bedrooms, so 4 in total, plus that loft space, which again could be even a 5th bedroom. Nice stuff. That's your backyard though. So if you want grass, you want big, probably won't happen on something like this. And $700,000 is not too bad of a price at all. These models, even though they don't have the yard, they have some other nice features. They tend to float pretty close to what a 2,800 square foot home with a yard would go for. It's just a bit of a rebalancing of value. So that's a pretty good price for a well done 2,800 square foot home. And you can see my phone's ringing, so I'll bid you farewell and thank you for watching Milton Daily Homes.